What's up, guys? It's your boy West Coast Barber, and we're back with the third episode of West Coast Barber TV. You already know I got my boy Jacob with me. What's up, bro?
What's up, everybody?
Shit, yeah. So this is the $1 million episode, man. You know, a lot of people have been asking me a lot of questions about, how I got my studio, and today we're gonna talk about, everything that went into how I got, my place and how I was able to build the best barber studio in the world. But before we get into that, man, I just wanted to ask, how was your week, bro? How you feeling?
Bro, I got my ass whipped, man. I got a freaking the flu really bad's been going around, bro. So I've been kind of kept to my place.
Yeah.
But I try to do. I think trying to make the best out of every day, cause man, you get sick.
It sucks, bro. Yeah,
it sucks so bad.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Yeah. And that's just some things that happen. Life knocks you down like that, whether it's with the flu or any other type of sickness.
Yeah.
I go through a lot of things too behind the scenes, but like I said, the discipline is what keeps me going, and you always gotta work for to progress in life, and just can't let anything get in your way, But it sucks that little things like that, get in your way.
We got no sick pay as barbers.
Yeah,
bro.
thankfully for me, bro, I don't want to jinx it, but I haven't got sick in like over a year with the flu or anything because. I've been in the gym. Later on, I want to touch about, all the fitness and stuff like that in a different episode. But this episode today is very special to me, bro, because I'm going to get to talk about, how I blew up, on Instagram, how I got my studio and the transition from going to a barbershop to a new studio, man. So I want to get into that. But before I do, I just want to give thanks to God, because we made it through another week, another day. We were able to wake up and just see another day, chill with our loved ones. And, sometimes it goes over people's heads how blessed we are, bro. We're able to wake up. And, there's a lot of people in the world right now that would love to be in our position, would love to be healthy, or able to see another day. Like I tell people all the time, don't be ungrateful for the things that you have. The things that you don't have, you can always work towards them, but just think about the things that you have and really give thanks to God that, you're able to work for those things, So that's just something I wanted to touch on, man. But yeah, man, without further ado, let's get into it, man. Let me know any questions you got for me.
All right, well, since we're going to talk about the studio today, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what are the pros and cons so far? Let's get started with how to get a studio.
Yeah.
How did you go about starting to get a studio? What went through your mind when you wanted to get the studio?
Man, so like I said, I was grinding at the shop at East to West for 10 years, and, I love being there, bro. That's where I started, obviously. And, I was comfortable there, you know what I'm saying? And I got to meet a lot of good people. I surrounded myself with a lot of good people. And, like I said, I was just working hard. And, finally, that was the thing. That was the problem is, I was too comfortable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that it doesn't allow you to go to that next level. I just felt like I outgrew it, comfortability is the biggest mistake you can make in your life, and a lot of my clients would ask me, how if I was to ever open a barbershop, and I would always tell them like that's not really in my plans right now, but finally I sit back and reflected. I was reflecting like, damn, what's next after this? I always told myself in my head like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna keep just waking up, coming to work like this, and paying booth rent and stuff like that? And, I just felt like I had reached the peak, and I'm one of those people that I'm never content with what I have. I'm grateful for the things that I have, but I'm never content. I always want to go to that next level, bro. So I started telling myself, and a lot of my clients were asking me, and I would always tell them like, nah, I'm comfortable here. I have my own little space, but I started thinking about like me wanting to make content, and I'm like, there's not really a spot where I could do it. I mean, I'm sure I could have pushed out some content, but it wouldn't have been like how I did it here, So I started just searching around and, looking for studios because I didn't want to be in a big barbershop anymore. Like me, like I said, I'm kind of antisocial. So, when it came to, doing walk-ins and stuff like that. I had appointments, but sometimes walk-ins wouldn't show up. So I'd have to go to the very front of the shop. I was in the very back, bro. So I had to walk all the way to the front. And, I'm a shy dude, so I didn't really like that. But, like I said, I didn't really let nothing stop me or get in the way of that. So I had to do what I had to do. But yeah, man, I just started thinking about that, and I was like, I should get a barber studio, you know. So I started looking around town. I actually went, you know, probably like 5 minutes from here, and I found a studio, but it was just really small, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I checked it out, but I was excited because I was like, you know, I wanted to leave already,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to do my own thing, and so I went and I checked out the spot, and you know, I was excited, so I was about to sign for the lease, and that same day, literally, you know, I didn't give the lady the money for the spot because I told her I didn't have no cash on me.
Yeah.
So I left. I left and I came back this way towards downtown.
Yeah.
And I had told the lady like I'm gonna bring the money tomorrow for the other spot. And then I was just thinking, I was like, damn, like that place is too small, you know. But I was so you know,
Excited just to get
I was
started.
excited just to get started, you know, and start something new. So I left and then I came back this way, and bro, I just looked to my left, you know. Something told me to look to my left, and I never really go on this street where we're at now, you know. So I looked to my left and I see a sign and it said for lease on it, and I was like, damn, like what the hell is that, you know? And so I just called the number randomly, you know, and it was the landlord, you know. Shout out to my landlord, he's a cool guy, you know.
Yeah.
But he answered and I asked him, hey, retail space for a lease.
Yeah.
And he said, oh yeah, what you looking for? I told him, man, I'm looking for a barbershop. And he's like, how many people? I was like, well, it's just me right now. I just want one. So he's like, yeah, come on down.
Yeah.
So I came through later on that day, and he showed me this room that he had. And man, it was small. It was like the other one, bro. So but he didn't really know about like, you know,
Like how the barber.
barbers and stuff like that. Like he just thought like you just need a little spot to cut hair, put your chair, and that's it. But it's more to that, you know. You need a waiting area, even if it's just one guy, bro. You need somewhere people to sit down, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes clients come in with families and stuff like that.
Facts.
Yeah, bro. So I came to check out that room, and I felt like it was too small. I would have felt claustrophobic in there. So finally, he kind of seen that I was discouraged by the look on my face.
Yeah.
You know, I told him like, bro, if there's ever anything that pops up, just let me know, and I'm willing to come check it out. And he told me, no, just wait. He's like, let me show you one more spot. And bro, that's when he brought me in here, you know. And as soon as he opened that door, you know, I knew this was a spot. The vision, it came to my head, you know. Like I seen everything as soon as he opened that door. I seen how I wanted it to look. It just one of those things, bro. Is I go back to that, like it was God's planning, you know, and it was his timing that he was able to. Yeah, and the landlord told me that this was gonna be his office space.
Okay.
So, you know, I was like, damn. I was like, then why you showed it to me, bro? Like, if you ain't willing to rent it out, then why'd you even show it to me?
Yeah.
And he was like, no, well, he's like, I'm willing to rent it to you. He's like, only if we could put hot and cold water for you for like a sink.
Okay.
And I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, that's important. So, you know, he's like, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get a plumber over here, and I'll contact you later today to see if, you know, the plumber is able to do it, like bring water from downstairs and bring it up here, because I'm upstairs, you know. So then I was like, damn. So the whole way home, bro, I had a day off that day, so I was just thinking in my head, and I was like, my anxiety kicked in, you know, because I wanted this spot so bad, bro. I just knew it was time, you know. So I'm on my way home, and I'm just praying to God, you know, and I'm just telling him, like, if it's meant to be, I'll get it, you know. Like I said, I don't like to pray for material things, but I just saw him to give me a sign, and, you know, I feel like he did, you know, because later on that day, the landlord contacted me, and as soon as, you know, my heart started racing as soon as I picked up that phone, because I was expecting him to be like, oh, no. Yeah, but he told me yes, you know. I was like, yeah. He's like, hey, I got my plumber with me right here, like right now.
Yeah.
You know, you want to talk to him? He put him on the phone, and he told me that he could do it, you know, and, you know, he gave me the price, and I was like, let's go, you know, let's do it. So right away, you know, I started, you know, I came up through and signed the lease and everything, you know, but before all this transpired, I actually talked to my boy Fredo, you know. I talked to him, and I told him what I was thinking, you know, and he, you know, I told him I wanted to get my own spot. I actually went to his house and I talked to him, you know, because I'm not that type of person that likes to text or, you know, phone call. I'd rather just see you in person. So I told him if I could talk to him, and he said, yeah, come through. I went to his house, and we talked, you know, and I told him, I'm ready to get my own thing, you know, and he gave me a ultimatum, or how do you say it? It's like it's like ultimatum. He told me that he had just opened up 2 new spots, and that he thinks that he offered me like for me to manage them with him, you know, and for a chance for me to make money too. And you know, I respect him a lot for that, because a lot of people won't put you in position to make money like that. You know, but I just felt like it was time, you know, and you know, I really didn't want to leave that place, because you know, like I said, that's where I started, but you know, at the end of the day, like, I want to leave something behind, you know, for my loved ones, you know, and at the end of the day, like, that's nobody's job for them to, you know, I just felt, I would have felt less of a man if I would have took the opportunity, you know, and like I said, I always thought I was a boss in my own way, you know, I feel like I'm an alpha male, you know, how they say it, but yeah, man, but I really appreciate him for that, you know, because he didn't have to do that, but the fact that he offered me a spot like that for me to, you know, run them and help him out. He knew I was ready. That's why. That's why he you know, saying he wanted me to run those, because he knows that my business mindset is similar to his. You know, so you know, I appreciate it. Shout out to him for that. Absolutely. But yeah, so man, that's pretty much how it happened. You know, and I came and signed the lease for this spot, and the landlord, he only wanted to give me 1 year, and the vision that I have for this spot is way more than 1 year, bro, you know? So basically, like, how I wanted it to look and everything, I was going to put some money into it. So I told him, I was like, hey, bro, like, you know, 1 year is not enough. You know, I need more. Like, I see his long-term vision. And he was just like, okay. He's like, well, I got to see how you are first, you know? Like, bro, think about it. Like, I'm coming to him. I have these braids. I have tattoos all over, you know? I look young, you know? So he's probably like, this kid, he don't, you know?
Yeah, it's not gonna last.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, but he's seen that I was eager to want to get the spot. That's why I feel like he took a chance on me. So, yeah, man, he didn't even know my vision of how this room was gonna turn out. How this room looks right now, the studio, it didn't look nothing like this when he showed it to me. You know, it was just all white primer walls. It was just wood floor, like all rusty, like, you know,
all beat up,
man. And so he didn't quite understand. But later on, once he seen that it was finished, you know, he
was like, oh shit.
He was like, damn, like, he shows everybody, he brings everybody over here, you know. But yeah, man, that's basically how I got it. And as soon as I signed the lease, I started calling people. You know, I started calling people to see if they could come help me out. You know, paint the walls and just do everything to it. I started ordering everything. You know, I got my chairs, got everything in motion. You know, and like I said, I knew it was meant to be, because God aligned everything piece by piece, you know, just one thing at a time. Everything was lining up perfect. Like, I hit up the guys for the floor, you know, which was the first step that I did. Actually, the first step I did was to paint the walls, you know, because I don't want to get the floors dirty. So the painting, they knocked it out within like 2-3 days, quick. Actually, in 1 day, and then I had to let it dry. So they knocked it out quick, and then after that, the flooring people came. They took like about a week and a half, and then after that, all the electronics started going up, like the TVs, the lights, everything. So I was able to get the studio up and running from start to finish in 1 month. That's pretty unheard of, bro. You know, but I mean, I guess when you're dropping that amount of money, you know,
things move quick.
Even then, bro, even if you're putting money into something, it still takes time, bro, because think about it. That's how I know God is real. Because he keeps on showing me time and time again that when it's your time, he just puts things in motion for you, you know? So, bro, everything lined up perfect. Like, even if you're spending all that money, the people from the floor, they could have been like, hey, you know what? We're booked right now. It's going to take about a month till we could get to you. Or what about the painting guys? What if they would have told me the same thing? You know, or what if there's like technical difficulties with the electronics, or what if the electricity wasn't right and it was going to take more time? So I've heard people that, you know, they build shops and it takes them like 3-4 months, 5 months, maybe up to a year. It just depends, you know? So for me to get it up and running from start to finish in 1 month, I pat myself on the back for that. And I thank God every day for that, because I didn't waste no time. You know, like the landlord, he didn't give me no break on the rent or nothing. So I knew it was just go time, you know, and it was stressful. But finally, when it was up and running, I was able to do haircuts in here. So I went from, you know, being in a 10-man shop to now being by myself. And that was another thing, bro, is why I was a little nervous about that, you know, because I was like, damn, now I'm going from, you know, being around all these barbers and having my boy there if I need advice, you know, now it's just gonna be me by myself. You know, I have to figure everything out on my own.
Yeah.
You know, so that it didn't scare me a little bit, but it made me a little worried because I was just like, damn, what if it don't work? You know, but I told myself, nah, I have to make it work.
Yeah.
You know, because there is no going back now. You know, so
This is the plan.
this is the plan. Like, this is what I have in my head, and this is the vision, and I have to make it work. Like I said, there's never a plan B or a plan C for me. It's only plan A, and that's it. You know, if it doesn't work out, then I think about something else right away. But I never have a plan B or plan C in my head because I feel like that takes away from plan A.
Yeah.
So I always tell myself it's gonna make it work, and I'm gonna work hard, and there is no failure in my head. You know, like I said, every day I wake up and I'm always thinking about winning. You know, no matter what. And that's the mindset you gotta have because that's the only way you're gonna be successful in life. You know, so yeah, that's basically how it happened. Everything in 1 month, and I was able to, you know, all my clients were excited. I couldn't wait for them to come in here and see the space. You know, a lot of people, they were excited to see it, and as soon as they walk in, everybody, I mean, I'm sure your clients, they say the same thing, you know, and that makes me feel good because knowing that my vision, I brought it to life. You know, I had actually got advice from a lot of people. You know, I was asking them, hey bro, how do you think I should do the floor, or how do you think I should paint it, or I should do this or that, and everybody, you know, they gave me advice on how I should do things, but ultimately I just went with what I thought was right. You know, and I feel like my vision is like one of a kind, bro. So I was able to build something that is just one of one, bro. You know, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of nice barber studios out there. There's a lot of nice barber shops, but none of them are like this, and that's a fact. You know, so man, like I said, I thank God for that.
No, that's pretty cool, bro. So now that you got your studio, how did you get into making content?
So with the content, you know, like I said, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get my own spot as well, because the space for content, I already had that in my mind. You know, I didn't know what type of content I wanted to make. You know, I actually did. There's this barber on Instagram. He's from like the UK or something. His name's like a Rum Barber or something like that. He makes some content like just cleaning and stuff like that, kind of like the one that I make. And I was gonna go off of that, but I told myself like, nah, I can't just copy somebody. You know, I never been that type to you know, want to copy somebody. I always think like, just do you. You know, be yourself, and you don't have to copy nobody. You know, like your vision is different from everybody else's. You know, so there's only one you. So just do what you feel you could do, and you do what you feel is right, and it'll work. You know what I'm saying? Because people are gonna gravitate towards that. There's people that, you know, follow that guy and they like the content he makes. And even if you make the same type of content that he makes, since it's you doing it, you have a different style, you look different, you dress different. People might gravitate towards you because of that. But me, just like I said, I don't want to copy nobody. So I came in here and I was like a month in, bro, and I actually made my very first video, which it took me like 30 seconds to make. You know, the very first video I made was a transformation of the studio from start to finish. How it looked in the beginning, I showed it, and I actually went on Amazon and I was looking for a grenade. You know, like I wanted a grenade that looked real, bro. You know, because I saw a lot of people making those videos, like the transformation, and they use the same audio that I use, you know. But a lot of these people in the video, they would use they wouldn't use a grenade. You know, they would use something else. They'll use like a controller
or old clipper.
Yeah, old clipper. They'll throw that. And me, I'm like, how is that an explosion, bro? Like, nah, like it doesn't match with the audio. So there was down to the T, bro. I thought about it, you know. And so I went on Amazon. I found a realistic looking grenade. And I used it. And I had it probably like I had ordered it when I signed the lease, and then a month later is when I used it. And I didn't know how I was gonna make the video. I actually did different types of test runs for the video, and I finally just said, you know what? I kind of had a rush to put it out because a lot of people wanted to see, you know, how my studio looked, and I hadn't posted nothing yet. You know, I had only posted the logo. So, you know, people were excited. So that day, it was a Saturday. I remember it clearly, bro. I'll never forget that day. I had a booked day. It was probably like, I did like 10 haircuts that day. Finally, at the very end, I was cleaning the shop and I was about to go home. And I was like, you know what? Damn, I got this. Today's the day. Or tomorrow, on Sunday, I have to post a video of how my shop looks because people are waiting. So, you know, right after I did my last haircut, I cleaned the shop real quick and I shot this video. It was quick. It was like 30 seconds, bro. I just got different angles. And finally, I went home that day and I put the video together, you know, at home, and I shot it with my iPhone, the video, you know, and it was quick, bro. Like I trip out, you know. So next day I posted it. And it got some love, bro. It got love. It didn't blow up right away like how I expected it to.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, you know what? That kind of discouraged me too. I was like, this ain't gonna work, you know. So, you know, it got probably like 400 likes, you know, and it was just all my loved ones, people that, you know, follow me, stuff like that. My family, they were commenting like, damn, it looks dope, you know. So I was a little discouraged, you know. I was happy because everybody was rooting for me, but at the same time, I wanted it to blow up and go viral, you know. And so the fact that it didn't right away, I was like, damn. So, you know, the whole next week I came in to cut, and, you know, the video still, it wasn't doing what I expected. It was just sitting there, you know. Bro, 1 week later, the Sunday that I posted it, the next Sunday after that, I woke up in the morning and my phone was blowing up.
Yeah.
It was blowing up. Just people commenting on that video, people sharing it. Right now, I think it's at 3.1 million views on Instagram. It has over like 700 comments and over 20,000 reshares. I think more than that, honestly. It has it just went viral. It blew up, you know, and I was tripping out. At the time when I was at East to West and I came over here, I had 4,000 followers on my Instagram. Yeah. Right now, I'm at 115,000. So it's all thanks because that video right there, that's the one that really put me on the map and blew me up. So then I started thinking like, okay, I let it, you know, do its thing for a week. And then my boy was just telling me like, bro, you got to follow up. You got to follow up with other videos. And I was just like, damn, but I don't know what to post. You know, I don't know what to post. So I was thinking in my head, like, I should just copy this guy's content of how he cleans. Like, he does like ASMR videos. Yeah. And so I had bought myself a little mic, and, you know, I tried to do one of the videos like how he does it, but it wasn't coming out like he made them. So then I was like, you know what? This isn't my lane. You know, this isn't how I want to do things, and I don't want to copy somebody, like I said. So then one day I did my second video, and it was just me in here. I think I used Joe Rogan audio. I think it was Joe Rogan. Yeah, it was just basically like an audio in the back where it had like low music, and it was just him like giving an inspirational, you know, little speech of him saying like just to never give up and just discipline, kind of like how I'm always preaching and talking about discipline. He was talking about that in the video. So I decided to make a cleaning video. It was just me in here cleaning up my chair, you know, sweeping the shop and you know, wiping things down. And that one, I posted it, bro, and it blew up right away. That one was going crazy. So I was scared to post more videos because I was like, what if I keep posting and all those videos take away the shine from the one that actually blew me up in the first place? So I didn't want to do that, but my boy was like, nah, you got to follow up because that video that blew you up is going to give juice to all the other ones. You know, people, they're going to click on your page and they're only going to see that one video. And then they're going to be like, okay, that's all he has. But you got to, you know, have other ones coming too. That way they could watch those other ones as well. And that'll keep the traction and the algorithm of Instagram. It'll keep it going up, you know. So I started making videos like that, you know, and those things really work for me, you know.
Oh, that's cool, man, that the algorithm grabbed and you catapulted pretty much. And that makes sense that they click on that first one that blew up, and then it just follows through with everything else. So that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure that's how you got sponsored. I'm sure your sponsors going to go look at that and they're like, oh, this guy's doing it, you know?
Yeah,
so
man.
That's another thing, you know. Well, when did you get sponsored? How to start?
Well, so before I get into all the sponsorship stuff, I actually remembered, so when I got to studio, I wanted to be alone. I wanted to be alone for I gave myself a year, and I told myself in 1 year, I want to blow up. You know, I want to make my platform big on Instagram to where, like, you know, I could do other things with it, and you know, more opportunities will pop up. You know, so I didn't want to hire nobody in here. The studio in here is about 350 square feet, I believe. So I was able to put more chairs now, but in the beginning I was here alone for 9 months. And then I told myself I was able to blow up. My goal was 1 year, and I blew up in like 8 months. You know, just everything lined up perfectly, and I was able to build my platform in that span. And it was actually, I was like, okay, you know what, it's time to get somebody in here now, you know, and give them an opportunity to, you know, want to work and be successful. So I hired my boy, you know, my boy J-Lo, shout out to him. He's the first guy that I, you know, that I hired, you know, and I just felt like he deserved an opportunity, you know, and I ended up bringing him in here, and you know, he's been working in here ever since, and you know, I'm really happy with, you know, and then now I got you in here, you know, but before you, I had another barber in here, and you know, things just didn't work out, you know, and that's another thing is that when you're a shop owner, you know how you want things to be, you know, ran and stuff like that. So, you know, I just felt like it wasn't working out, and I ended up letting him go, and then that's when I brought you in here, you know, and you know, I'm really happy with, you know, you when you came in, you know, you're real clean, you're real precise with what you do. I could tell you like what you do, you know, so
absolutely.
that's why, you know, I was like, you know what, this guy's a perfect fit, you know, and you know, I feel like we get along good, bro. So, you know, I'm glad that you were willing to come in here and, you know, try to take your career to the next level. You know, like I said, it all just depends on how bad you want it. You know, so you know, I feel like I built a lake. You know, but I can't force anybody to drink. You know, out the water. So that's up to you. You know, and but if you apply yourself correctly, you know, you'll start to see things align for you as well. You know, and I tell all my guys in here, bro, like use the studio to your advantage. You know, like I said, Instagram is free. You know, you could post content, and you know, that's the thing, bro, is like me, I started posting the content for, you know, 9 months straight. I was posting 2 videos a week or I started posting twice a week and just keeping the algorithm up. And I was, you just kept making videos, and it worked, you know, and like I said, consistency, that's everything, you know? So a lot of people, they fuck up, bro, because they only post 1 video a month, and it's not going to work like that. You know, you always got to obviously you got to put out dope content. You can't just put no bullshit out there. You know, you gotta really think about, you know, the videos you make. You know, you always gotta, you know, just to see what works and what doesn't. It worked for me, and I'm not saying what worked for me is gonna work for everybody, but it doesn't hurt to try. And like I say, you just gotta be consistent with it. But yeah, man. So with the sponsorships, you know, they reached out to me. You know, all these companies reached out to me. I already had like a vision in my head. I always knew I was gonna be sponsored. You know, I always seen my boy. He was sponsored by Andis. You know, and I was like, damn. Every time he would get packages from the company, you know, I always looked at that as motivation. I was like, damn, that's cool that he's able to make, you know, videos and stuff like that, and they show him love. You know, so I was like, that's gonna be me one day. You know, I always told myself that, and so I had like a vision in my head of who I wanted to be sponsored by, and the list went from like, it was the number 1 company I wanted to be sponsored by was Stylecraft and Gamma. Shout out to them, you know. Absolutely. They're my main sponsor right now. And then the second option was Babyliss Pro. That was my second option. Third option was Wall, and then the fourth option was Andis. You know, shout out to JRL because they're a dope company as well.
Yeah,
you know,
they're coming up right now.
They're coming
actually,
up big, you know.
Shout out to Mr. Boom.
Yeah, shout out to them, man. So they weren't really in the mix yet because they weren't putting out no tools like how they are now. But now that they're out doing it, that would have been my third option. I would have put Wall fourth and then this fifth, you know. So yeah, man, that was my list right there. And bro, thankfully, the very first people to sponsor me was my number 1. You know, it was Stylecraft and Gamma. They reached out to me, and they sponsored me, you know, and they started sending me, you know, clippers, stuff like that. And I started incorporating the stuff they would send, like other clippers and the tools and the accessories. I started putting them in my videos. You know, I started making unboxing videos and stuff like that. And those started blowing up too, you know, and yeah, they gave me like a discount code. And, you know, my discount code for anybody that wants to buy something of Stylecraft and Gamma, you just type in West Coast at checkout, and you'll get like, you know, $20 off for your order. So it ain't much, but it's better than nothing, you know. And these are high quality, top of the line clippers, you know. So yeah, man, I'm really happy with, you know, like I said, God, he just, you
Perfect
know,
timing.
he put things in motion for me, you know, and the rest was history. So after that, I believe JRL, they sponsored me too, you know, and they sent me clippers. Shout out to them, you know, and then Babyliss, you know, they sponsored me as well. And man, shout out to all those companies, bro. I know each company is different, you know, but
they all have their thing.
Man, that's unheard of right there, is to be sponsored by 3-4 companies. You know, like other companies started reaching out to me too, but I just wasn't really rocking with them like that. You know, these are companies that are barely coming up. You know, shout out to them. I'm thinking in the future there'll be something big, but you know, Shout out to those companies too, you know. And yeah, I got sponsorship by like 5 different people, bro. 5 different companies, and that's unheard of because usually when one company is rocking with you, the other ones will kind of fall back, you know. But I just feel like, you know, I built something, you know, really dope to where I have a lot of eyes, and they know all my numbers are real, you know. Like I don't have to fake nothing, bro. Like if I have to fake something, I'd rather just not even do it, you know. There's a lot of fucking barbers out there that buy views and they buy likes, and I didn't buy none of that. Like to me, the way I see it is like I took the stairs, you know. I didn't take the elevator. Shout out to Nipsey because that's a quote that he would always say is like in his music, you know. I listen to a lot of his music, bro, and that's one of my biggest inspirations of my life, you know. And just Nipsey Hussle, just everything that he said, I followed all that, you know. Like I feel like through his music, he in the way he moved, you know, he laid out like a blueprint for people to follow. And if you just listen to the lyrics, you'll learn a lot of things, you know. There's not really a lot of rappers coming out like that, you know. So shout out to Nip. He's one of my favorite rapper of all time, you know. And yeah, he motivated me a lot. And one of the quotes that he said in his music was like, he'd rather take the stairs and not the elevator. So that's how, as soon as I got my studio, that's one thing that I put into my head. I was like, I'm gonna build everything organically, but I know I earned it, you know. It's not like it was given to me. I know I earned that shit, you know, through hard work. Because you know, a lot of people, they tell me, hey bro, let me get a clipper, like you get these clippers for free. And it's like, nah bro, like I put in the fucking work to get that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I came in here and I make videos on the days that I was tired, on the days where I didn't feel like doing any videos. I still had to do them, bro. And these videos, they take a lot of thought and they take a lot of timing to do, you know. And then on top of that, you got to edit them, you know. So you know how it is, bro. It's a headache, you know. And on top of that, I have my life outside of the shop, you know. Like I have a family, you know. And you know, I like to spend time with my loved ones, you know. So for people to say that, you know, I get this stuff for free, it's like, man, they're tripping, you know, because that shit took a lot, you know. So, but these companies, I feel like they fuck with me heavy because I built my platform organically, and they see my numbers. You know, it's not easy to tell when someone has fake followers. It's not. It's easy to tell, you know, because I know, you know, like all you gotta do is just go to the reels, and if the numbers don't match up with their followers and they have fake views, they have fake everything, you know. So man, shout out to them. That's how they wanted to, you know, build their platform. That's cool, you know, but not me. Like, you know, and I'm speaking, you know, in general. I'm not, you know, I'm not directing this to one person, you know.
Correct.
So yeah, man. You know, shout out to all the companies that mess with me, bro. Absolutely. And you know, I appreciate them. And you know, we gonna keep working and we gonna keep going hard and putting out content.
Got some more videos coming out?
Yeah, for sure. You know, like I said, I do things one at a time. You know, right now my main focus is the podcast. That's why I haven't been dropping no content on Instagram. But yeah, in the future, for sure, we're gonna keep, you know, maybe I'll start doing tutorials, you know, and just showing people. So, you know, anybody out there want to get sponsored by companies, just make content. You know, buy some of these clippers if you have to. You know, choose the company that you want to rock with, and you know, start making videos and be consistent with it. You know, you showing an unboxing of the clipper and just showing these companies that, you know, you want to be a part of their team and you want to push their brand. Facts. You know, because like I said, if you're consistent, they're going to see that you're taking it serious. You know, someone that's not taking it serious, someone that's dropping one video a month, they're not going to waste their time on you, bro, because they're going to be like, this guy don't take himself serious, then why should we take him serious? You know. Facts. So that's something you guys got to keep in mind, is just be consistent with dropping content. And you never know, one day you might get sponsored. You know, you're going to be in my position to get, you know, try out all these clippers that drop before they even drop. You know, you get to, you know, a lot of the clippers that I get them like a month before they come out, you know. So that's a blessing to me. And, you know, I appreciate everybody for, you know, supporting.
That's awesome, bro. So what are the pros and cons from switching, I guess, from a barbershop to a suite? What are the financial things that you have to be responsible for before you even want to open it up?
Yeah, man, that's a good question right there. So I feel like the pros about, you know, getting a studio is that you have, you know, your own space for one, and you're just, you know, you don't have to worry about, you know, just other people. You know, I know a lot of people in barbershops, they bump heads. You know, and that's not cool, because you don't want to go home and think in your head like, damn, I bumped heads with this barber today, and then the next day I got to come to work and it's awkward, and you just feel like you don't want to be at work. So that's not good, because work is somewhere, I mean, we spend more time at work than we do outside of work, you know. So you don't want it to feel like that.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like just having your own space, you know, that's really a pro. And yeah, just doing things however you want. You know, you don't have to worry about others, you know. And but some of the cons would be just losing, like I said, losing clientele, because now, you know, here it's a private studio, so we don't do no walk-ins, you know. And plus I'm upstairs, so we don't really do walk-ins like that. Like that's what I told myself too. That's why I was a little worried in the beginning, because you know, right now I'm way more busier than I ever been in my whole career. You know, like right now I'm just booked up 2 to 3 weeks in advance, you know. And that's a big blessing, because I feel like as a barber, that's everybody's dream, is to be busy like that. And like I said, like I work really hard, bro. Like I said, nothing was fucking given to me, you know. Like I'm always professional. I'm always on time. My clients know what's up, you know. So yeah, man. Losing clientele, being in the studio, that could be crucial, because there's no walk-ins anymore. And at a barbershop, there is, you know. So if you're slow, if you don't have no appointments at a barbershop, then you might get lucky, and you could probably still bust out 5 to 6 haircuts just off of walk-ins, you know. But I'm not really worried about that nowadays, because I know that I'm a hustler and I grind. So I'm always going to find a way to get clientele, you know. So that never really crosses my mind, like I said, you know.
So probably for the ones that want to switch up and get the suite or get into a suite, definitely have that clientele build up.
Yeah, have at least clientele that you could work with, you know, because like I said, you could use a lot of tips that'll help you get more clients. To me, the number one tip is telling your client, hey, send me 2 people and I'll give you a free haircut. That, it triggers something in the client's brain, bro. Like that right there, they hear the word free, and that makes them want to go out there, and because like, who wouldn't want a free haircut, bro? All they gotta do is just tell their homie, like, hey, bro, this guy's my barber, he gets down. Like, he's go right there, West Coast Barber Studio. He gets down, ask for Jacob. And you know, that's all he gotta say. And 9 times out of 10, their homies might be looking for a new barber, or they may be looking to change up their haircut, you know, or whatever the case may be, bro. Like that really works, you know. And yeah, you're missing out on one free haircut and getting paid for that cut, but the other one makes up for it. And then now you have 2 new clients, and then those clients will tell other people, and then now it's just a cycle, you know, that keeps going, bro. And it's like a
domino effect.
Yeah, it's basically a domino effect, and that's one of the main things, you know. And like I said, now when you're in the studio, it's just a little more tough, because you know, you don't have nobody to rely on. It's all just you, you know. But I feel like nowadays, I mean, I feel like appointments is the way to go. I don't really feel like a lot of barbershops, they're dead, you know. Like they don't have walk-ins anymore, you know. It's all basically appointment based, you know. So
and that's another thing too, is that I think Booksy, you don't have to download the app to book. I think it sends you straight to the website. But that's another thing that a lot of clients, or a lot of people in general, don't want to be doing, is downloading an app to have to book an appointment. But I like that.
It's better. It just keeps you more organized.
Yeah, absolutely. It helps the clients and it helps you, and just keeps everybody's perfect.
Yeah, it keeps everybody for sure.
So yeah, that's why I switched over to Booksy too, because I was just like, man, the clients don't want to download a freaking app.
Exactly, bro. So yeah, I feel like walk-ins, that's over with. You know, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of shops out there that do walk-ins, but I feel like being appointment based is way better, because you're more organized. You know, so
facts.
Yeah, I feel like that's the pros and cons about having a studio, but I feel like it's worth it. Like I said, in 9 months, you know, my life just changed. You know, and you know, a lot of good things happened for me, and I learned a lot. You know, I've been in business now for a year and 6 months, you know, going on a year and 6 months, basically going on 2 years. In June 23rd of 2025 will be 2 years in business. So I've learned a lot. I grew a lot, you know, and I'm still learning every single day. That's one thing about me, bro, is I never stop learning. You know, I'm always willing to see what's next. And, you know, right now we're focused on the podcast, you know, but I'm already thinking about the next move, you know, and that's what keeps me elevating. And that's what separates me from a lot of people. You know, it's just the hunger, and you know, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to be successful, you know, and
following your vision.
Yeah, I'm not where I want to be, but I know I'm not where I used to be, you know, and I know with hard work, I'm headed to the next destination, you know.
Absolutely.
So that's beautiful, man.
So yeah, after you finished the shop and you got the floor in, did the paint and everything, and you were in here for, what do you say, about 8-9 months alone. Did you start like the aesthetic of this, the couches, the little plants, everything? How did it start coming about?
Yeah, so in the beginning, once I signed my lease, I was already thinking of that. I was thinking how I wanted the spot to look, you know. So I wanted a black, you know, matte black walls, you know, because I just felt like it would pop more. And then obviously the windows, they're white. so I felt like it would pop. It was like a two-tone type of thing, you know. And then I like my floor. I decided to go with epoxy floor. You know, it looks great, bro. Like I get a lot of compliments. That's the first thing people compliment when they come in here is they say the floor is amazing.
My clients
you know,
too.
so shout out to Floors Reborn. You know, they were able to hook me up with my flooring, and you know, shout out to them. They gave me a really good deal, and you know, y'all go follow them on Instagram at Floors Reborn. But yeah, man. I told them how I wanted the floor. I wanted a gray with the, you know, just how it looks right now. And then I even told them to throw a little bit of red in it, you know, because that would make it pop. And, you know, every little detail, I thought about it in my head. Everything in here is custom. You know, I didn't look at nobody's shop online. I didn't go and Google and type nothing in. Like, everything I told myself, like, I want my shit to look one of a kind, you know. And that's why it blew up how it did, because it's original. I didn't copy nobody. If I was to copy somebody, it wouldn't have did what it did on Instagram, and it wouldn't have blew up, you know. It would have just looked like the average barbershop, you know. But I know my shit's one of a kind, you know. So a lot of detail went into it. I wanted everything custom, you know. At first I just had a regular couch. I had like a little coffee table here with another little chair, and then even my barber chairs, bro, like you know, shout out to JJ Barber Supply. They're down in LA. They actually sponsored me too, you know. But the very first chair, the very first chair that I got was a Koken 1950. If you're a barber and you know about Koken, you know it's, you know, top of the line chair. You know, the chair is like $4,000. You know, but I was willing to spend that chuck and change because I knew that the chair was gonna just help me in my build my platform as well. Because when I posted the chair, everybody was like, "Damn, that's a badass chair!" Like, you know, that chair goes crazy. You know, a lot of people were asking me where I got the chair, and then I ended up working out a deal with JJ Barber Supply Co. And they actually sponsored me, and they gave me 2 chairs for free. You know, so shout out to them, man. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I really appreciate them for that. But you know, I know they got a lot of sales off of me too, because me posting, and you know, it's kind of like it's an eye for an eye. You know, so shout out to them. But yeah, everything went into detail, even to my station. You know, I wanted it custom. I had to find a wood shop guy to what do you call him, a carpenter? Yeah, I had to find a carpenter, and he built my station. I told him how I wanted it. You know, everything was precise. You know, so you know, there was a lot of thought that went into this place, bro. Even with the decorations of, like, you know, the sports memorabilia. You know, I got my boy right here on the wall, David Benavides. You know, shout out to him. He really he helped elevate my career as well. You know, I give a lot of thanks to him, and I got a lot of love for him. You know, he really, you know, he kind of put me on the map in a way, you know, because he gave me an opportunity to cut his hair, and you know, his career is elevating at the same time. And you know, a lot of people, you know, they know who he is now because boxing, it's a big sport. And so a lot of people, they come in here, or I've gotten a lot of clients that ask me for, you know, they come in and make appointments, and they're first time guys, and I ask them how they heard about me. And they say, "Oh, you cut up David Benavides. That's how I heard about you." And I'm like, "Oh, that's what's up," you know. So you know, I had to put him on the wall, you know, to show him, you know, the love and respect I got for him. And then also, like, you know, the sports and stuff like that. It's just teams that I like, you know, Lakers, Dodgers. And then a lot of the music. A lot of the things I put on the wall is music. You know, I got Nipsey Hussle, you know, on the wall, and you know, Kendrick. Just some of my favorite albums, you know. And I feel like it goes with the aesthetic of the shop because it's West Coast, you know. Everything that I put up here is West Coast music. That's all you're gonna see. You know, you got the Chronic, Dr. Dre on the wall.
Yes, sir.
G Perico, shout out to him. Yeah, shout out to all them guys, bro. You know, and a lot of the stuff that I have is signed, you know, because I was just able to collect these pieces one by one, you know. So I want to keep adding to it, you know, eventually, you know. And that's how basically I wanted to get the arcade machines too, because that takes me back to when I was a kid. You know, like I said, I grew up in Inglewood, 98th Street, and we had a liquor store in the corner, and they had a arcade machine. And I remember me and my brother, we would go over there and play, you know. And I would play Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, you know. So I had to get shout out to my boy Fredo, you know. Since I talked to him and I left East to West the right way, he ended up buying me one arcade machine. You know, he asked me what I wanted, you know, for my studio, and so I appreciate him for that, because he didn't have to do that, you know. But the fact that I showed him loyalty for 10 years straight, and I helped put East to West on the map, he rewarded me with that, you know. And that was just me coming up to him and telling him, like, "Hey, bro, you know what? It's time for me to move on and to do things, you know, how I want to do them." And you know, he rewarded me for that, so I appreciate him for that. And then I ended up buying another arcade machine, you know. And man, it's just that I feel like it goes with the aesthetic of the shop, you know. So yeah, bro. So now I know, what it feels like to work in a barber studio. Like I said, I've been in business for a year and 6 months, going on 2 years. I want to ask, bro, how's it your experience? Just seeing it from a different perspective. How's the experience for you so far that you've been in here? Like, how
You
do you
know,
like working in the studio,
well,
especially this one? Because this is
yeah, well, like how you said, Gon's timing is perfect. So
yeah,
I remember a girl named Juju that does your
yeah,
braids, and I was like, man, this shop is in Visalia. I need to go check it out. So
yeah,
I booked with you like 3 4 times, and then it's kind of like how you can just read people,
yeah.
and I was
Facts.
like, I gotta work in here, man. I
Mm-hmm.
gotta work in here. And soon enough, man, like how you said, I was like, maybe he'll call me. And I think it took like, I want to say like a month, month
Yeah,
and a half or
for
something
sure.
like that. And
Yeah.
then I got that text from you, and I was like, man, I can't wait to work in here. And it's been beautiful. All my clients, they love it. Every time they come in here, they're like, man, how you said, the first thing, the floor, the
Yeah.
floor.
Facts.
This shop has character. It has it's how you say organic.
Yeah.
So for me, it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful to work in here, and it's I thank you. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
for sure, man.
and
That's awesome.
that was my goal, is to build something to where it's like, okay, I could help other people, give them an
Hmm.
opportunity, because I didn't have to do that, bro. I could
Yeah,
have been selfish and kept the whole spot to
absolutely.
myself, and just been in here, enjoying all my success. But I feel like I'm not in the game for that. Like I
Hmm.
said, I'm not that type of person. I want to keep giving people opportunities, and just having you guys in here, that makes me happy, bro, because um, it helps me out for one, and also, you know, knowing that I built this and
Hmm.
other people are able to eat off of it,
Hmm.
that makes me, real
Yeah,
happy, and that makes me, sleep good at night too. Just knowing that, other people are able to take care of their families, and,
absolutely.
that they love the shop,
Oh yeah,
so, I appreciate you, and, let's keep working and let's keep building,
facts, facts.
and, to anybody out there that wants to build a studio or a barbershop, man, just go for it. Don't be scared. Yeah, you're going to have a little bit of doubt in your head, but
Hmm.
you always got to just move forward and know that it's going to work, and just
Hmm.
pray to God to keep you on that right path, keep you healthy, and you'll start to see that the stars start to align for you,
Facts.
and I bet on myself basically,
Hmm.
and this thing has the whole studio has done, more for me than, anything has in my whole career,
Hmm.
so that's how I knew it was meant to be. So now that you guys, heard of how I got my studio, let me know if there's anything that I missed out on, anything that you guys want me to touch on. I hope I didn't leave nothing out.
Hmm.
I hope I answered, that's the reason I started this, bro, because I got so many messages and
Yeah,
comments of how I did this, how I got my studio, and
yeah.
that's why I wanted to make this a special episode. And this is probably our longest episode that we
Yeah.
have so far. My editor, he's gonna
Yeah.
he gonna kill me, bro. But I hope he does a good job with putting it together. But yeah, man, it's a blessing. And like I said,
Hmm.
I thank God every day. And to anybody out there that wants to build a studio, just go for it. Because you never know what it could do for you. It could
Hmm.
really change your life. And I feel like just
Facts.
betting on myself, it really took me to that next level. And I'm
Facts.
gonna keep betting on myself, bro. I'm gonna keep
Hmm.
rolling the dice,
Hmm.
and I know things are gonna work out in my favor. And even
Absolutely.
if they don't, I'm gonna learn off those things.
Hmm.
So you guys drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys want to hear next, and we're gonna keep putting these videos out. And make sure you hit that subscribe button and look out for the next video, man. So yeah, man, we out.